Howdy, Banjo Ben here again, at banjobenclark.com. This is your home for instructional videos and tabs for banjo, mandolin, and today we have guitar, and I'm going to give you an advanced version of one of the prettiest fiddle tune melodies to ever be written. That's one called Whiskey Before Breakfast. Let me play it for you right quick. I think you're going to dig it. I know you're going to dig it. Hot stuff. Let's break it down. Here we go. And the crowd goes mild. That's good stuff right there, ain't it? That's probably my favorite version of any song to play right now. I bet I play that song 50 times a day. I love it. And what I'm going to do for you now is divide this video into 4 different parts. So for you Gold Pick members on the site, whenever you click on guitar videos, you'll see Whiskey Before Breakfast Advanced Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of those parts is going to contain one of the 4 parts of the song, because we have 2 A parts and 2 B parts. So this first video segment will have the first A part slowed way down and explained all the different techniques, and then part 2 will have the second A part, and so on. And then we'll have a backup video for you Gold Pick members as well, where I'll play backup for you at 3 different speeds so that you can have someone to practice along with in real time. So now is a good time for you Gold Pick members to go over and click on guitar tabs on the site and print off this tab, have it sitting there beside you, because we're diving into it. Let's slow that first A part way down. That was the first A part slowed way down. The first thing I'd like to talk about is what key we're in. We're playing out of a C position, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're playing out of the key of C, right? Because we have a capo. So we're playing out of the C position, but we've capoed up 2 frets. So 1 fret playing out of the C position would make us play C sharp. However, 2 frets playing out of the C position has us playing in the key of D, okay? However, whenever I'm teaching you, I'm going to just be referring to the guitar as if we didn't have a capo. So if I say the 2nd fret of the D string, I meant the D string and then the 2nd fret here, meaning the 2nd fret from the capo. Okay, that'll help keep everything straight. Now the first thing that we played there when I slowed it down was what's called potatoes. This is just a musical way for us to count off this song. Okay, we could do an audible count off. Sometimes we might do that in jams or maybe on the stage. We might just say 1, 2, 3. Okay, but a lot of times we want to do kind of this musical count off, and one way to do that is by using these potatoes. And what we're doing is hammering on from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret of the A string, okay? And that's hammering on to the root note of this song. Okay, this song is in the key of C. Remember, we're talking without the capo language. We're playing out of the position of C. And so I'm hammering on to that C note, to that second fret, to the third fret. Then I'm going to reach up with my middle finger and grab that third fret of the E string to do this little quarter note walk up. Okay? Then as we start the song, we're just going to play the first 5 notes of a C major scale, right? There's the C major scale. We're just going to play those first 5 notes, which is the first 5 notes in the melody of Whiskey Before Breakfast. Okay? Then follow along with me on your tab. We're going to do a hammer-on in the measure, that would be measure 6. Okay? What I'd like to recommend is that you already have your first finger down on the B string, first fret. That will just help you. If you'll start that as soon as you start the song after the potatoes, the first thing I'll do is go ahead and place my first finger down there because I know I'm going to have to use it. And it's better to go ahead and have it down now than to have to worry about working 2 fingers at once later. Okay? Now as we get into measure 7, we're going to start some pull-offs. These are 8th note pull-offs, meaning that they happen at the same speed as the rest of the 8th notes that we're pulling off. However, we need to watch our pick strokes. Let's look at measure 7 there on the tab. Okay, notice that I start with a downstroke on the first beat, then an upstroke, and then the pull-off takes the place of my next downstroke so that the next note that I actually pick will be an upstroke again. See that? That's important to make it smooth and have good tone and just to have that powerful sound. We need to keep up with our pick strokes. Okay. Now as we move into measure 8, we have a hammer on from the first fret to second fret of the A string. Then we're going to do a different kind of pull off. Okay, it's still a pull off, but this is what's called a 16th note pull off. It's from the first fret of the A string to the open A string. And it's going to go twice as fast. You can tell there on the tab that it's a 16th note pull off because it has 2 bars down below the note. Okay? And that's going to happen twice as fast, meaning that we're not going to skip a pick stroke with that one. We've got a downstroke to start that pull off. And then we go to the 3rd fret of the E string, and that's going to be an upstroke. You got to do that fast to get it clean sound, especially when you're going fast. Okay? But it's good. That's good stuff, huh? Then we're going to go right back into our melody again. It's going to pretty much be the same notes. All that's the same from just a few measures before, but now we're going to get into a little bit of cross picking to wrap up the last of this first A part. We're going to make a partial F chord. Okay? The only thing that we're doing different from a full F chord is we're not barring both of those strings. We're just doing the first fret of the B, second fret of the G, third fret of the D. And we're going to do a sweep down through that using down, up, down, down, up, down. That is cross picking. Okay? That's using alternating picking techniques to go through several different strings, kind of like what a banjo would do, right? If I was playing this with a banjo, dun, dun, dun. Okay? We're going to simulate that with our flat pick. And then we're going to get into some very syncopated pull-offs here to where we kind of flip the melody. Okay? I love what that does to your ear because what we want to hear is on the downbeats. We want to hear that. But instead, what we've done, I've talked about in other videos, is change the presentation, change the timing to where the melody notes are hitting an 8th note differently than what your ear wants to hear. And that's what causes those little hairs on the back of your neck to spring up whenever you hear Tony and those guys do this, is they're just hitting you with the melody at a little different time than what you expect. At the very end, we finish that off with a little rhythm lick, okay? And we're starting with the downstroke on our A string there, then an upstroke, on our D string that's fretted at the 2nd fret, and then a little strum, a light strum, on the last 3 notes of our C chord. Last 3 strings. Okay, it's important to do that very smooth. You don't want to play that super loud to where it drowns out the rest of your playing. You wouldn't want to do that. It's very smooth. Okay, try to keep that volume the same. We're trying to be as smooth as possible. Now, click on part 2. Let's dive into the second A section.